In the moonlit forest, shadows dance, feeling mystical whispers echo through the trees.
Hello, witches and wizards, and welcome one more time to Medicinae Siderum's podcast. This is episode number 6, and yes, as you might have seen, this is an untitled episode. This is because the first 5 episodes have been recorded while I was still living in Northern Ireland and Belfast, and now I have finally moved to the south of Spain. I've moved to Malaga. For some of you who follow my Instagram, my YouTube, you know about these updates, and if you don't, please remember that you can always find me on Instagram as the.plant_alchemist. So that's the plant alchemist, and it is Medicinae Siderum in YouTube. So a lot has changed since I recorded the 5 first episodes, which I am actually really proud of as well. They have been a beautiful endeavor, and I am incredibly happy and thankful for the possibility of creating this podcast in the first place. I really was not expecting to uproot my life and change after the first 5 episodes. Really, I thought that this process was going to be a lot faster and that I was going to get my 10 episodes before my plans of moving to Spain. Both my partner and I have been dreaming about moving here for loads of years. In fact, since we first met. And this is it. It has happened now. Some things are not completely finished, as I am still looking for a job here in Spain. So is my partner, and we haven't done the full moving yet. So we are half and half in Belfast and half in Malaga. What I have to say is that this has been an incredible journey, just as I talked before about creating this podcast. It's one of those things that I wanted to talk about is what you seed or what you plant in your mind's garden, and how those seeds grow and where those fruits take you in life. So planting the seed of being able to create anything I wanted in my mind's garden in the past had led me to create this podcast, as well as many other formats where I share my view of the world and hopefully my teachings, if I can call them that. I like sharing all of this knowledge again through my Instagram, through my YouTube videos, and through this podcast, as well as teaching in-person classes and courses, which is something that I am starting to do here in Malaga as well. So I guess that this episode should really be about that mind garden, is how we feed those seeds. First of all, which are the seeds that we choose to plant? And I will say this is step number 1, preparing your mind's garden. Actually, that's step 0. Preparing the garden before you're gonna plant is step 0. How do we metaphorically prepare the garden? By emptying it. Just pull off all the bad weeds, pull off all the roots, things that we held on to, stories that we told ourselves, or stories that other people have told us through the years. All of that needs to go out. We need a clean, clear garden, clean dirt, which is kind of an oxymoron, isn't it? Clean dirt, just pure, fertile ground. But in order for it to become fertile, we first need to clean off, to empty the cup. This is what all the tradition teachers have always told me, and what I know they teach. For example, in Buddhism, in Hinduism, the first step when you go to a teacher and they will tell you is, quote unquote, to empty the cup, because we all go to these teachers and to these courses for the first time with a full cup, and a full cup cannot receive any more liquid, cannot receive any more ideas, any more inspiration, anything. It's full already. So first of all is to empty the cup. So once we have cleared, and this could take years, guys. This is not something that is like, oh, okay, just today, oh, sure, I forgot all my programming just like that. I was told to forget my programming, empty my cup, and that's it. I'm done. This literally could take years. And it's not a mind exercise. It's not a thought exercise. It's an actual experience of unraveling, of even turning the dirt around, and start seeking what's in there that we didn't purposely plant. So it's about digging and discovering and getting rid of things that shouldn't be there. So this is a whole process. For this, you can do an experience like a yoga teacher training, or even go for a few years to yoga practice religiously until that same practice starts cleansing yourself, cleansing your body, your prana, your energy, and your mind by practicing yoga and meditating. So there are a few ways to do this. You can also obviously do therapy and counseling. You can definitely do an alchemy course, like the ones I offer. I try to grab people at that stage, at the stage of cleansing. So my alchemy courses are very much for taking that first digging and cleansing step. But there are many ways. There are many ways. You can do a Vipassana meditation retreat, or whatever feels better for you. But this is a big step, uprooting. Once you have uprooted, you have cleansed all that dirt, and it's ready to be fertilized. Wow, this is the step, isn't it? And we are still in step 0. Like, we're still preparing the dirt. We're still preparing the ground, guys. There's a lot to go on. The thing is that all these processes sometimes happen in little ways. So sometimes you have some realization, so you clear some part of your garden patch, and then you fertilize it when you really new and really you ideas. And then that is ready to get the seed of the project that you want to see grow, and that project grows and you get the results in small measures, and then there's a big overall overarching theme of your life. You're not going to be able to turn all your planting patch at once, so this can be witnessed step by step, and this is why it can be told and it can be taught and explained by someone who has gone through it and has decoded it, like myself. But again, so once you have realized all the programming that you were carrying about yourself to a certain level, to a level that it is relevant enough in your life at this point, and yeah, that's it. You're ready to fertilize that earth. Now, to fertilize, we can use different methods, right? It's about, now that your earth, your mind garden is clear and it's empty, let's say, you have the opportunity to connect with desires that are genuinely yours for the first time. Ideas of things that you want to feed your creativity with that you may never have thought before. You may never have thought about them before. It could be something that you said, I didn't ever thought that I was gonna end up doing this, but it is fueling your creativity here and now, today. So this is the fertilizing part. You are actually feeding your internal landscape, your mind's garden, with yourself, with your own motivations, with what really makes you happy. Even in the clear out, you may have gotten rid of some people that shouldn't be there really. So now you might be starting to make some new connections to fertilize your mind's garden with more meaningful people, people that encourage you to be better, to show the best of you, people who doesn't judge you, people who doesn't envy you or try to stop you or try to pull you back, or people who don't draw out your energy. Like, you got rid of all those energy vampires and you feel now invigorated by the people. So it could be relationships that fertilize your ground at this point. It could be activities, hobbies. It could be, like it happened to me, I will say, I think my big fertilizing moment is having moved to Malaga. My life has drastically changed since I moved. I am meeting new people. I have been very lonely in Belfast, and this is why I've done such an internal work. And therefore, again, I did all that work of getting rid of what shouldn't be there anymore for about 5 years. So it was really rough. And moving to Malaga, being in a new place, suddenly shows me a new part of myself, shows me that I can be someone else. It actually helps me connect with really positive people who like me for who I am, who encourage me to be myself, to show up, to embody. So sometimes it could be hobbies, sometimes it could be people, sometimes it could be a place on earth, sometimes it could be traveling. Traveling can be so good for fertilizing that mind's garden, give us new perspectives, new ideas, see other cultures, other practices, other ways of living. So these are all good ideas for that grounding zero stage of the mind's garden. After that, we move to step one. Finally, the dirt is clean, it's fertile, it's all ready, black and full of nutrients for us to deposit our seeds. Now it's time to select our seeds. What does this mean metaphorically, or more like concretely in our life? It means choosing a project, choosing a life project, but it doesn't really necessarily mean choosing a new job. It could be, but it's more about, what do I want to plant with intent? After all these people that nourished me, all these new experiences, all these new hobbies, everything that I've learned, and everything that fertilized my internal landscape, what is now something that I want to create? What is something that I want to plant so that it feeds of all that newfound creativity, newfound motivation, something that I will have to tend to and see grow? So I select my seeds. This time I'm not doing things just because I was told I should, by a family mandate or by society. You need to study, you need to work, you need to be this, you need to be that. Instead of that, this time I'm planting a seed or two or three, whatever I'm capable of, that I have chosen for myself. This is who I am, and this is the change that I'm going to bring to the world. This is my seed. This is my potential. So we plant that seed and we move to, let's say, phase 2, which will be tending of that intention, right? So if we chose a direction, we chose a project, we chose a path to reveal who the new us, the new you, now it's about tending to it. And how do we tend to it? We can do ritual work to feed that energy. We can do journaling, write it down, remind yourself of your motivation. Write it, read it, make it a mantra, repeat it to yourself. This is my north. This is what I'm creating. I'm creating this so that I can show the world this whole transformation that I have went through. And remind yourself every day of why you chose to do this freely of your own free will, and remind yourself that you had to work for it. Just work for it little by little. It's like, watering a plant, giving it a little fertilizer, just helping it grow. And obviously, the third step will be when this plant has grown and it's going to start bearing its first flowers and then its first fruits. And let's not forget that step number 3 is about reaping the results. It's about enjoying the fruits. Don't forget to be thankful. Don't forget to celebrate. Don't forget to sit back and say, oh my God, I have traced this path from zero, preparing my internal landscape, to this point, all the way through planting seeds, selecting the seeds, minding the plant, helping it grow. And now these are the fruits. And I am so thankful that this carries my own intent. This is the life that I've designed for me, and I am now reaping the results. As we said at the beginning, this will be done little by little and in different aspects. For example, the fact that I am sitting now in Malaga means that one of my plants have yielded its fruits, and now is the time for me to be thankful about this. Now, this won't mean that everything in your life is finished and that's it, and you're happy with your life and there's nothing else, because it's human nature to need more, to want more, and hopefully to create more art, to create more beauty. And it could happen like it's happening to me right now, that I've got this fruit. Through my efforts and through my discernment, I have managed to basically 100% fund my move into Malaga, but I'm still looking for a job here, and I'm still looking for my courses and my work in esoteric arts to flourish. So it's a whole new seed. That's a whole new seed. So little by little, this is why we need to take that pause. We need to take that third step pause to reap the benefits, ingest the fruits, and be thankful for them. Be thankful that we managed to get all the way through it and see the results, and just take a little pause. The fruit contains seeds again. So that means that the cycle can start all over again. You can enjoy that fruit for a moment. You can sit down with it and thank the whole process. But you have new seeds. You can save those seeds and decide to plant something new from it and start the cycle all over again. So this journey is something that I wanted to share with you. I think it's been incredibly meaningful for me, for my life, and that I also needed to share this with you to remind myself of being thankful, to remind myself of enjoying the fruits, and to remind myself that the cycle continues and it starts again, and it's time to maybe dig that ground again after we're finished with our fruits and our plant. Maybe it's time to see what clinged, what new have now clinged into that dirt that I need to do a little removal again. And this time is deeper because I have deeper knowledge. So this time I may be uprooting something entirely new that I didn't see the last time, or that I didn't see up to this point. So the cycle is a spiral. It's not just a circle. It just goes deeper and deeper and deeper, as well as rising higher and higher and higher in our awareness, in our consciousness. But it is a cycle. We transit the same stages, just with different you, different me. It's a different you that transits each of the cycles. So hopefully this will be resonant to some of you, to most of you, and this will help you make sense of the cycles and what stage you believe you're in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's a little bit out of norm, but it's definitely a catch up with where I'm at in my journey, and I hope that you liked sharing this little nugget of my personal life today. I will love to see you next week for the next episode. Remember to follow me on Instagram, on YouTube, and check out my website, www.medicinaesiderum.com, where you can find these episodes. You can find videos of these episodes. You have my YouTube section and my courses section. I'm definitely something that is new now is that I've offered these courses before, but I am again offering the one-to-one sessions of alchemical therapy. These are held online, or if you're in Malaga, I'll definitely love to meet you. They consist of an astrological map consistent of your astral chart, where you're at in your journey. We'll have a conversation. And then we will use different tools, alchemical tools, maybe herbal medicine, maybe meditation, maybe breathing, maybe yoga. From all my tools, I will draw something that is useful for you at this particular moment. So if you are in one of these stages and you feel a little bit stuck, or simply you want to dig deeper into your own magic, remember that you can book a one-to-one session with me. That is easily done through my website or my social media. So I will see you there if that resonates with you. And I wish you all a lovely week, and I will see you next time.
Forest, shadows, dance free, mystical whispers echo through the trees, reaching our enchantment to spell.